is up, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if it is your first time here, welcome. So today I am going to be doing a little video that I've been actually planning on doing for a while, and I've kind of just been like gathering all of my little thoughts and tips and tricks and kind of like compiling them, and I feel like I'm finally ready to share it and put it out there. So in this video, we're gonna go over some Lululemon hacks, or honestly, just some tips for shoppers out there that I feel would be helpful if you are a Lululemon shopper and you want to feel like you're in the know and you know what you're doing. So I worked for Lululemon for about a year. It was an incredible experience. I absolutely loved it. I love the clothes. I love the company. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about them. If you want me to make a separate video on what it's like working at Lululemon, I can definitely do that, but that is not what this video is about. Just let me know in the comments if you would like to see a video like that. But this video is about tips for Lululemon shoppers. Before we get started, I will let you know that anything that I talk about in this video that is worth linking, in my opinion, I will put in the description box down below. All of my personal links are down there as well, and my measurements for reference, just in case you're interested, so that will all be down there. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So in no particular order, these are my tips for Lululemon shoppers. So first, the question that I get asked, maybe not the most, but this is a very, very common question that I feel if you shop at Lululemon, you should know this one. So wash and care instructions for your Lululemon items. The wash and care instructions are on the Lululemon website, and if you go into a store and it is your first time purchase and the educator knows that, they should educate you on how to properly wash and care for your item, but I will just let you know. It's pretty simple. So wash on cold or the gentle cycle, and you can either air dry or tumble dry low. So preferably it's air dry, but you can definitely tumble dry your clothes on low. I would definitely stick to washing them with other athletic materials. Avoid washing with any heavy cottons, like your bath towels, face towels, anything like that. Avoid washing your Lululemon clothes with that. And also avoid any fabric softener. And that's it. There are your wash and care instructions. My next tip has to do with shipping and returns. There are always free shipping and free returns on the Lululemon website. So if you're ever nervous about ordering something, free shipping and free returns. You can return any of your items within 30 days of your purchase as long as they are unworn with the tags still attached. Make sure you have your receipt as well. Another thing that's awesome is in the store, if you make a purchase in there, you can create a guest profile when you go to checkout. So basically, they will ask you for your phone number and or your email address and your first and last name, and that will create your guest profile. So next time you go in there, if you want to return something and maybe you forgot your receipt, it should all be on your guest profile, along with all the details about the items that you bought and when you bought them. So maybe you forgot your size, or maybe you forgot the style that you had of something. The educators in the store can look it up on the computer as long as you have your guest profile set up. Another question that I get asked a lot is, how do you tell what a legging is meant for? Some people are into yoga, some people are into running, some people are into weightlifting. How do you tell what a legging is meant for? So obviously the main two are yoga and running. So I'm just gonna bring a little example out here. If a legging has zippers on it and pockets on it and reflective details on it, chances are that legging is meant for running or cardio. If a legging has very minimal details on it, doesn't have any of those zippers or pockets or reflective details, chances are that legging is meant for yoga, because you don't want any zippers, especially like a zipper on the back. Definitely don't want that for yoga, because if you lay down on your back, that's just gonna dig right in. There's no need for pockets in yoga. So that is just the general way to tell what a legging is for. Obviously, if you do something like CrossFit, or you go to group classes, or maybe you weightlift, you can kind of cross over. Everyone has their preference of what type of fabric or what type of legging they like, but there are definite differences if you are a runner or if you are a yogi. There's definite differences between the leggings that are geared towards that particular activity. So let's talk about fabrics. So there are several, actually I shouldn't say several, there is a lot of fabric when you go into a Lululemon store. It can sometimes be overwhelming, but let's just kind of break it down and talk about some of the main fabrics that you'll see in Lululemon. So first up, we have Luon. This is a Wonder Under for anyone that's gonna ask. This is in Luon fabric. Luon is super soft and cottony. It's pretty thick. It gives you like a hugged sensation. These are not meant for heavy sweating. These are good for just like yoga, light activity, or just a legging to wear around, honestly. The next fabric is Luxtreme. This is a all the right places pant for those who will ask. So Luxtreme is very slick and it feels very spandexy, if you know that kind of feeling. And it is geared for sweating. This is definitely more of a fabric that is meant for cardio. It also gives you that hug sensation, but Luxtreme and Luon are the main two fabrics that you're gonna find at Lululemon. The next fabric is Nulu. So this is in a line pant. So Nulu is super buttery, soft, and it gives you that naked sensation. Nulu is definitely meant for yoga specifically. If you wear this for other activity, it can show signs of wear a lot faster than some of the other fabrics. Next up we have Nulux. So this, I don't remember the name of these ones, but the most popular Nulux fabric pant is the Fast and Free Tight. So Nulux is a mixture of Nulu and Luxtreme. So it's still nice and moisture wicking and great for cardio, just like Luxtreme, but it also has that Nulu in it, so it gives you that naked sensation still and feels super comfortable. So up next we have Everlux. This is the In Movement tight. So Everlux is one of the newest fabrics that Lululemon came out with, and it's supposed to be the most moisture wicking fabric that they have. These tights are more of a crossover. They are great for yoga, they're great for cardio, they're great for a little bit of everything. And honestly, currently, these are my favorite tights. Up next, we have Rulu. These are the Ready to Rulu pant. Rulu typically comes out in the like late fall, maybe early winter. It stays around through winter and disappears in the spring because it's a warmer fabric. It's super soft though. Honestly, it reminds me of like a thicker Nulu is what I would describe it as. Super soft, super warm. These are so comfortable. If the Ready to Rulu pant comes out again, which it usually does every year, you have to get a pair. These are my favorite joggers ever. There are definitely some other fabrics. There's like Bulux, there's the French Terry, there's lots of other different fabrics, but those are the main ones that you'll see. If you have questions about the fabric, you can ask me in the description box below, or you can go into a store and ask the educators there. Let's talk about fun little things that you might not know about some of your Lululemon gear. So some of the gear has reflective details on it that are hidden. So this is the All the Right Places pant. This is the end of the pant. You flip this up at the bottom and it's a reflective detail. Obviously that's geared towards runners running at night. On some of the gear, there are hidden hair ties. So this is a defined jacket. And on the zipper here, this little guy is an emergency hair tie. So if you go to the gym or if you're out and about and you don't have a hair tie handy and you're wearing one of these, you're in luck. There's also hidden hair ties on a lot of the bags that they sell as well. So sometimes you get something and maybe you lost your receipt and you don't have a guest profile and you've already taken off all the tags and you forget what size you have. So if it is a core item, which I'll explain what the core items are a little bit later in this video, it will have the size printed somewhere on the inside of the item. So these are the In Movement tight. So on your leggings, if there's a pocket on the inside, which most of them should have a pocket in there, you just open up the pocket and there you have your size right on the inside there. This is a long sleeve Swiftly. If you flip the hem of it up, that's your size right there on the inside. So let's say you get something and it is way too long for you, just doesn't fit you right. Lululemon offers complimentary hemming on just about everything. If it's going to change the integrity of the item, like what it was meant for, it might not work out, or sometimes if there's like special details that it's gonna lose, it won't work out, but typically on most items there's complimentary hemming. So what I've done with a lot of my old items is, like, for example, long shirts that I don't wear anymore, I've gotten them hemmed into a crop top. For some of these shorter ladies out there, a lot of them like to get their pants hemmed. You can just bring your stuff in, whether it's brand new, whether it's 10 years old, you can bring your stuff in as long as it's washed. Bring it in and ask the educators and you can get it hemmed, and it's completely free of charge. I will say on some items, like here is the All the Right Places pant, if you were to get these hemmed on the bottom here, you would lose that little reflective detail. So some items just be a little bit careful about, but if it's just a plain item that doesn't really have any of those cool details, doesn't have any drawstrings or zippers at the bottom or anything like that, you can totally get it hemmed and it'll work out just fine. So let's talk about markdowns. So stores will periodically mark down items in their store that aren't selling very well, and they will also mark down items at the end of each season. But the only big markdown days truly when you're gonna find like tons of markdowns are Black Friday and Boxing Day. Otherwise, if you hit it at the right time, like right at the end of the season, there might be a couple sale racks, but like Boxing Day and Black Friday are the only two really big days for tons of markdowns. Otherwise, there is always a section on the Lululemon website called We Made Too Much that is full of markdowns. So you can always shop on there, but make sure that you know your size and you know that you really want that item, because any item that is marked down is final sale and there are no returns on final sale items. So make sure you really want it. So 9 out of 10 times there are markdown items in a store when you go in, even if you don't see them. Sometimes you just have to really search for them and they're mixed into other stuff. So you can ask an educator to point you in the right direction, but sometimes you'll just have to look for them. So if you are shopping and there's an item that you want, but it isn't in your store, you can always order online, or the educator in the store can order it online for you. Or if it's sold out in that store and online, but it's available in another store in your country, the educator can call that store and order it for you, free shipping. Which brings me to my next tip. Use the educators in the store. They're there to help you. They want to help you. Ask them questions. You don't have to be scared of them. They're not trying to push the products on you. Trust me, like that was not what we were trying to do whatsoever. My favorite thing as an educator was to help people and educate people and talk to people. Like that's why I started working there, along with the fact that I love the clothes. The educators want to help you, so use them. When I used to shop at Lululemon before I worked there, I typically was like, oh, I don't need your help. I don't really need your help. I know what I'm doing. But once I started working there, I realized there's so much more that I didn't know as a guest or a customer of Lululemon that I learned once I started working there, that, you know, they could have helped me with a lot of things that I had too much pride to ask for help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Everyone should be very nice and friendly and trying to help you anyway. So why not use them? Why not let them do their job? Now let's talk about the Sweat Collective program. So there is a program called Sweat Collective. It is for fitness professionals. Say you are a yoga or group class instructor or personal trainer, something like that, and you join the Sweat Collective program. They will give you a discount, and they also would like to receive feedback on products. So if you are a fitness professional and you want to join, just ask them about it in the store, or you can apply online as well. You will need to show proof of what you do. Say it's a certification or a class schedule, something like that, but you can't just say, I'm a yoga teacher, and like you have nothing to show. No, you gotta have proof. So I said earlier that I was gonna talk about the core items. So some of the core items to know are things like the Wonder Under, the Align Pant, the Energy Bra, the Speed Up Short. Those are all core items that have been around for a really long time and are probably gonna stick around for a really long time, unless they suddenly decide to phase an item out or update it, which doesn't happen terribly often. So typically it's harder to find core items and items in the color black, because those are in high demand, those items on markdown. So if you're waiting for a core item or something that's black to go on markdown, you might not want to wait, because it probably isn't going to happen. I'm not saying always, but it's probably not going to happen, because those items are always there and in very high demand. But chances are, if you do wait, those items will be there next time you come in. So if you want a black Wonder Under and you walk into the store and you decide, nope, I'm going to wait on this, and you walk in a couple months later and you want a black Wonder Under, it's still gonna be there. If it's a special print or color, you might wanna snag that earlier though, because prints and colors kind of cycle out, but basics like black and gray, stuff like that, those are always gonna be there. My next little random tip, pet hair. If you have pets and you wear Lululemon items, I would suggest that you invest in the Luxtreme fabric rather than Luon. The Luxtreme fabric is way better at not attracting pet hair and like lint and stuff like that. I know people that once they got a pet, they transitioned their entire Lululemon wardrobe over to Luxtreme from Luon, because Luon and even like the Align Pant and Everlux and stuff like that, those attract pet hair a lot more, whereas Luxtreme, it's just easy just to brush it off. So next, outlet locations. You can look online to see, just do a simple Google search of Lululemon outlet locations. There are quite a few outlet locations in the US. I want to say there was 2 or 3 when I lived in Washington. There's none in Colorado. I'm very sad about that. But if you're lucky enough to live in a state with Lululemon outlets, I highly recommend visiting because it is just a paradise of markdown items. So up next, just overall staying in the know with new products. Sign up for product notification emails. You can do that in the store when you give the educator your email at checkout, or you can just sign up online. New women's product drops every Tuesday at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Colorado, so for me, I get that email Tuesday afternoon with all the new product, and I just click on that email and it takes me straight to what's new on the website, and I get to check out all of the new items. Or if there's some random special product drop, you'll get a notification about that as well. So if you want to stay up to date and in the know on what is new, definitely sign up for those. My last tip for you, there is a website called Lulu Fanatics that I think is absolutely incredible. It's basically a database of every Lululemon item that there has ever been, I'm pretty sure. So let's say, for example, you have an item and you don't know the name of it and you don't know the color code or something like that. You can search for that item on the Lulu Fanatics website, and chances are it will pop up along with all of the information that was released about it. So like release date, the features about it, the fabric, stuff like that, the color. So I think Lulu Fanatics is an awesome website if you're trying to learn a little bit more about your gear or figure out what you have. Whew. All right, so that is it, you guys. I hope these tips were helpful for you. These aren't some crazy secrets that I have. These are just tips that I've picked up along the way as a Lululemon shopper for 7 years and an educator for about a year. I think that these are very, very helpful, and I wish I would have known them earlier. So I hope these are helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And that is it. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.